Watch live sports with no hidden fees or long-term contracts.
Oh my god, what is my feed? What the fuck? Sexy Japanese women flooding my front page. I clicked on... Fucking dancing at a baseball game over here. Surfing a guy with bunny ears. Over here, just two of them sitting down, looking like magic. Alright, do your thing. God damn, I got a horny feed. Oh. Got the mic. Okay, buddy boss. Oh god. The Assassin's Creed parkour. Plankton smokes op pack. Smoking that sponge pack. All the time I'm feeling horny. Man, I wish I found a BBC to fuck me. Now he's coming in my ass, so filled with cum, yeah. I only wanted more, more, more. I gave a second chance to game and I really like that long erection. Remove. Oh, okay.
Fuck it, I'm just... Alright. Fuck it, I'm just gonna start early. What are they gonna do, arrest me? They can't stop me. No one can stop me. I'm starting early. What's up? Why do I feel like the color balance is off? No, I guess it's fine. What's up? Why does your hair look sick today? This is Tim Cool hair. That's it. Armadillo 1 vote. Really? Over Crab? That's crazy. They should put them all in. 10 out of 10 Widow's Peak. Thank you. Oh man, Israel right away. Israel, Israel, Israel.
Israel.
Oh my god.
The juice.
I got into a car accident while listening to one of your debates. Thanks, Josh. You're welcome.
Surprised Kanye hasn't said anything. He's not going viral.
Jesus Christ. We missed you, V-Man. Yeah, I've been busy. You guys want to see something cool? Vermin, my beloved friend and roommate, along with Fortuna, their partner, has been for the first time presenting their taxidermy work at a convention. Look at their booth. Beep beep. Ain't that cute? Again, no animals were harmed in the making of, blah blah. No
What are you guys
animals were
doing? What the
fired.
fuck is this orgy of Gex?
Anyway, blah, blah.
The Gorgy.
But anyway, it's
Fellas,
the first
please.
time that,
Please get a hold of
first time
yourself. Stop
Vermin
fucking in public.
has done a con.
Blowjob,
and
hand
it's actually
job,
going super well.
ass fucking each
The
other right
success of a
behind the
convention
tower.
when it comes to,
Jesus
like,
Christ.
in-person
And they're
work
recording it with my
doesn't
Sentinel.
always go
Let's get the
well. It's
fuck
like
out of here.
random sometimes.
I won't be a part of
but
that.
They've actually been doing really well, which is awesome.
Fucking disgusting. Goddamn Gex.
Are they selling the taxidermy?
Fucking barbarians,
Yes, that is
savages.
How taxidermy, the field works. You make
I'm just kidding. I love the Gex.
taxidermy and then you sell taxidermy. That is usually the way it works. That's why I didn't stream the past day. It's because I was helping with that and attending and so on. Yeah. So how are we doing? What kind of con is it? The Seattle Oddities Expo.
Screen tear.
Oh, you were catching
Fixing,
animals for
adjusting,
yeah. I
calculating.
would bait chatters to let me into their home, and I would steal
Fixed.
their pets, and we would kill them and use them.
Error cleansed.
Of course. Crack down any Adderall? No, and I don't want to talk about it. How's your cyberpunk journey been going? How'd you know I played Cyberpunk? Oh, did I mention that on stream? Cyberpunk is actually really, really good. Yeah. I held off on it for a while because of all the, like, infamous bug shit when it first came out. It's actually really good so far. Really enjoying it. I can really see why it released in such a buggy mess. This game is ambitious as fuck. I thought my impression was just that it was going to be like a more narrative-focused kind of like GTA clone, basically. Because I don't really like GTA, so I just have a negative disposition towards any game where it's like, here's a big city, you're a criminal, do gang turf wars, get gear, or whatever, you know, I don't usually care about that bullshit. But I was totally wrong. Actually, Cyberpunk is really good. Like Cyberpunk might be one of the only games I've played that feels actually next-gen. Like, I remember what big top-of-the-line games felt like in the mid-2010s, and I feel like nothing has really advanced past that point. Like, Witcher 3 was like 2017, you know? But Cyberpunk feels like actually next-gen. And it feels, 2015, Jesus. It also feels next-gen for my computer, because I can hear my computer getting angry with me when I play it. Have you also watched Edge Runner? Yeah, I watched Edge Runner. It was okay. Is it on par with Deus Ex? It's not really the same type of game. I don't think. I don't really think they should be compared. You gonna talk about Polish elections? Yeah, we'll look at the exit polls when they're out. The story has very strong leftist undertones too. Well, yeah, it's cyberpunk, you know. Can you boost this? It's PCRF. Palestine Children's Relief Fund, the Emissary of Night Fund. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that Hassan apparently raised like $500,000 for the PCRF, or for I don't know if it was for the PCRF or like which org it was for, which is really great. I will note, however, that given that Hassan regularly has 5 times the viewers that I get, he should have gotten 5 times the donos, but he actually only got 2 times the donos that we got, which means that proportionally our community is actually 2.5 times as generous as his community. So keep that in mind. Joel plugged PCRF. Gotcha. Yeah, the reason why I haven't done a fundraising stream, guys, this is going to sound incredibly glib, and I apologize, but I'm a straight shooter, and you know I don't want to like patronize you guys by like lying or whatever. I've been holding off until I make for sure that they're not all going to die. That's the main thing. Back in 2021, when we raised money for PCRF, nothing about that conflict made me think that Gaza like wouldn't exist in a week. But right now, I really want to see, like, because it's very possible that, like, money donated now ends up in kind of like this useless loop where either the org that got it is materially incapable of using that money or just doesn't exist anymore. And I'm waiting for things to stabilize a bit. Because as it stands right now, there's very like there's only so much that can be done with the money like at this moment because they're all doing the fucking exodus from the north to the south. So we'll see. That probably sounds callous, but like it's literally just like a consideration thing, right? You know what I mean? It would be like donating like right when Russia invaded Ukraine, and it's like, well, where's the money? Like, you know, like where, yeah, you know, like where exactly should it be set? But hopefully soon things will settle a bit. Is it physically possible for any aid to even get into Gaza? I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're wiring money internationally, sure. Hold on one second. Let me substantially increase the quality of today's stream. There we go. That's gonna come important. That's gonna come in handy for this one. Yep.
Jesus, my fucking camera. Jesus. Fuck. Shit is drunk. The fuck is that?
They're not joking. Doesn't matter. Chat, you will get banned if you try to circumvent it. I don't know why you think you wouldn't. You guys get arrogant, man. You guys get... If this was Destiny or Hassan's chat, you know how ban happy those people get, okay? You guys have gotten way too accustomed how lenient I am. Excuse me. Okay, hold on. Sorry, Open Storm, couldn't be me. My lower back feels great right now. Sorry about the sciatica pain, though.
So how is it gonna power the biofuel
Fluff up your
reactor?
hair. Tempest, you're not my fucking... I guess I do look like an evil businessman a little bit. I look like Marceline's dad. There we go. All right. Today's stream is going to be a little bit different. I'm gonna level with you guys, okay? I have gotten like 2 hours of sleep a night for 3 nights now, and I have not been without Adderall for this long since I started Adderall. It's very frustrating because it's not just the Adderall shortage, it's also my fucking doctor not... Basically what you have to do is you have to make sure that a pharmacy has the medicine you need. But pharmacies, I don't know if you guys know this, pharmacies don't pick up their phones anymore. So you have to physically go to a pharmacy, wait in line, and then ask, hey, do you have a sufficient quantity of this specific medicine? And then they have to say yes, and a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't. After they say yes, and keep in mind, the yes is temporary. They could be out tomorrow. After they say yes, then you call the doc, and you say, hey, I want my prescription moved to this pharmacy. They actually have the medicine. And then the doctor says, okay, give me a week. They don't actually say, give me a week. What they say is, okay, we'll get right on it, and then I wait a week. And by the time the week passes, they don't have the fucking medicine anymore. So this could be solved if I could like scattershot and do like a, hey, fill the prescription at 10 places. After I get one, I close it. But they don't do that. You can't do that with Adderall. So, Vosh, I was at CVS yesterday, and the cashier started crying because a customer called and yelled at her because the pharmacy wasn't answering the phone. Okay, I don't think you should ever be mean to, like, pharmacy workers or any kind of service worker. However, right now, the boiling rage that is developing in the collective American psyche, because pharmacies, despite making $50 trillion a second, won't have enough people on staff. They'll have 2 people at a fucking pharmacy, which is not enough. Ever. Ever. Like, if one geriatric fuck comes up to the counter and asks for some information that relates to some, like, veterinary care, no, fucking vet care, fucking 1987, here's my coupon, that's 30 minutes on the computer for one of them, and then the other one has to fill the meds and answer the calls and deal with the line? Not possible. Yeah, pharmacies are chronically understaffed because pharmaceutical companies hate America, they hate people, they're demons, they're Satan, and they deserve what's coming. No, I have not, Tempest. I need to get to it. If you call a pharmacy, they can have it. You can request the pharmacy call your other pharmacy to move RX. Nope. Nope. Not with controlled substances. Welcome to Adderall. It's not the same as other medicine. It's on a special government list with its own set of restrictions and guidelines. Pharmacies are chronically understaffed because nobody at pharmacies wears N95s and COVID has a 10% long COVID incidence rate. No, it's because pharmacies are trying to cut costs because they're losing stock value right now because they all enjoyed a massive boost in their numbers from the COVID vaccines. The government basically gave them, like, the whole system for getting people in their store guaranteed, like, for the vaccines. Their stock price rose significantly for the COVID vaccines. Now it's going down because the COVID pandemic is over. The disease exists still, but the pandemic, like, political status is over. So now, to, like, save on cost, they're having it so, like, every fucking pharmacy is run by one dude with bad hips. It's great. I love this country. Why can't you go to any pharmacy with your prescription? I can do that. Dude, what? Why aren't the laws different in your country? In my country,
Oh shit, I'm building over the starship.
What do you mean? Wait, because the law. Oh man, the stock price thing might be more complicated than I thought. I thought there was a larger spike from the COVID vaccine. Yee. Oh, there kind of was, yeah. Here. Right here at 2020, COVID started, see? And stock goes down because no one's leaving their house. But then the COVID vaccine comes out, early 2021, and the stock goes back up. But then, that's where it ends. You have peaks that are associated with the new vaccine boosters. But otherwise, it's on a downhill trend. Like, very downhill. CVS stopped selling cigarettes, they can fuck off. Maybe that was an okay thing of them to do. Why is Adderall so restricted anyway? If I think about it or talk about it, I'm gonna get mad, okay? I don't want to talk about it. CVS's stock price different? Yeah, well, I mean, that's because Walgreens is like grungy CVS, you know? The vibes in Walgreens are just naturally fucked. CVS vibes are fine, you know? Like, it's white and red, which is like medicine colors, you know, like a medic. It's usually pretty clean. It's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Walgreens vibes are fuck. Yeah, Walgreens is a fucking hole. Bartell Drugs is more of a Seattle thing. I didn't see them in Los Angeles. They're fine. At least they have, like, shopping. You can get, like, groceries or whatever. Your Walgreens is nice? That's nice. You're just saying that because Walgreens is more Midwestern? I mean, it's Los Angeles. Oh, hey. this, big boy? You're so fat. Whoa. Look at this jiggly fuck. I saw Arcane a while ago. Isn't he a bit too fat nowadays? Bet says he's fine. A lot of it, I know it's a code, but a lot of it really is just he's big boned. Like, he's also just large. Like, if you see him from above, his bones are big. He's definitely like 1 pound overweight, but Vet says that it's like, oh, he's chubby, but it's like me being chubby. It's not chubby to the degree that it affects the health. But we do limit his eating. Hello. Oh, he's up on the computer. Can you show us your V in Cyberpunk? Nah, because their tits are out. Also, delighted that they're called V. Hit the power button army. I actually got a PC case that has the power button on the side, specifically so the cats could go up there without fucking everything up. Yeah, can't press that button accidentally. Now my only fear is that they skid down the backside of the computer and unplug every single fucking cord. Rip out like 20 USB connections, the you know, fucking HDMI. So far, they've never done that. You gonna review the game once you're done with it? Yeah, probably. Yeah, sure. Okay. God damn it. Like I said, today's stream is gonna be a little bit different. Okay? I have some things that I want to talk about specifically, and I'm gonna talk about them. And that's how all streams go, I guess, but, you know. Okay, so in this time of great conflict and turmoil in the Middle East, I figured it would be a nice change of pace for us in this stream to cover a topic that we're so familiar with, Nazis. So here's a clip. There's this twink cosplaying as a paleocon, and he's got words for us all. Too many words, now that I'm looking at the length of this video. 2 minutes 15. I might just skip this and read what's up here, but let's see. Let's see if he says it quickly, okay?
I don't care that much about this conflict.
Okay, that was
Just
quick.
like I really don't care that much about Russia and Ukraine. But
Back to back.
just like with Russia
pumping.
and Ukraine, this conflict has severe consequences for our adversaries. And what are we?
He means the Jews, obviously.
We are an American sovereignty movement. You understand what that means? We believe that the American people should have sovereignty over their own country. It means that we...
He means white people. Anyway, he said the important part. This is one of the things that really holds Nick Fuentes back. I don't know if he can really recover from this. His audience is full of, like, room temperature IQ 12-year-olds who are going to get over this, like, when they, I don't know, get a girlfriend in sophomore year of high school. So he needs to spell things out really simply. It's not actually good politics to go, hey guys, I'm being disingenuous and lying right now. That's not actually good politics. It's bad. It doesn't help, you know? You're not really that effective of a dissonant info warrior if you're like leaning over to the audience and being like the fourth wall and being like, hey, I don't actually care about the Palestinian people, you know? Anyway, most far-right people are siding with Israel. Why? Because Israel is currently a fascist ethno-state engaging in an ethnic cleansing. The far-right loves it. You know, that's perfect. It fits. However, while fascists overwhelmingly are aligning with Israel, Nazis not so much, for reasons which I imagine will be obvious to most of you. Nazis have always actually been kind of 50-50 split on Israel. Obviously, a lot of them don't like Israel because, you know, Jews. But a lot of them see Israel as aspirational because it's a far-right ethno-state that ruthlessly oppresses different ethnic and religious groups. They see it and they go, you know, well, we don't like the Jews, but we do like all the horrible things they're doing to Palestinian people, so yeah, you know. And you get this weird kind of like dissonance, you know. Keep in mind that Nazism, as with all fascist ideologies, very often incoherent and kind of silly, a little goofy. They're goofy goobers. The very far right people, the Nazis, a lot of them are disingenuously siding with Palestinians in order to use this conflict as a wedge to drive up hatred against Jews. So hating Israel is not only acceptable, it's actually morally obligatory. You have to be a good person. Thankfully, for our souls, Israel and Jewish people are two entirely separate things. As much as Netanyahu and the Israeli state has tried to blur the lines between the two, Israel is not Jews, and Jews are not Israel. And that can never change. Ever. No matter how hard they try. So right now, a lot of people are getting riled up, really angry at Israel, and they should be. That's good. The Nazis want this to be a sort of rising tide of anti-Semitism. Now, to an extent, this is inevitable. This is because the average human is retarded. The average human, maybe not the average, but a good number of them, will just associate Israel and Jews, and if Israel does something bad, they'll go, oh, those darn Jews, and that really is just the cognitive level they're operating on. You know, not everyone, but a lot of people. And as a consequence of that, there will be, and already has been, a rising tide of anti-Semitism following the horrific attacks from Hamas, and then the even more horrific attacks from the IDF. There have been swastikas spray painted on synagogues, bricks thrown through the windows of Jewish businesses, you know. There are some people who are fear-mongering over this.
Okay, so I don't need the biofuel
glass
reactors
shit going on right
anymore,
now, and there's
apparently.
not. That's made up. That's fear-mongering. But
I just
there
power
always
through the
has been a lot of
batteries?
hate directed at Jews in America and the world around, and there will be more. And the more hatred there is directed against Jewish people specifically, the easier it will be for Zionists to fearmonger and promote Israeli sovereignty, because they can point at anti-Semitism and go, that's why we need an ethno-state, to protect us from that. And the reason that's happening is partly because of the anti-Semitism, but also partly because of the behavior of Israel. And Israel makes this worse by deliberately associating itself with the Jews. Right. The reason I'm talking about this, well, there's a couple of reasons. First of all, obviously, anti-Semitism is bad. Hot take, I know. And also, just because Israel is monstrous doesn't mean we shouldn't be vigilant in keeping an eye out for anti-Semitism within our own communities. A good example of this would be, you know how lefties, especially white lefties, are really bad at calling out problematic behavior from ethnic minorities? I can just envision, and I've already seen this, so I'm not envisioning it really, but I can envision a worsening of like Arab anti-Semitism that lefties are like plain anti-Semitism, and lefties are like, well, how are you gonna critique an oppressed people for critiquing their, like that shit, you know what I mean? So I'm just forewarning against this. I am preemptively putting the hands up here. Keep an eye out for all of that, you know, much in the same way that there's been this weird spike in the prominence of black anti-Semitism, you know, like the Hebrew nationalist groups who think that they're the real tribes of Israel. And that's bad. It is bad to be anti-Semitic, again, hot take. We're probably gonna see the same around the place. So yeah. I've always thought that the left doesn't really take anti-Semitism that seriously, because the left often focuses on economic critique as their like core mode of social engagement. And Jews economically do quite well in the United States, at least. So they don't, because, like, if you're taking a look at racism against black people or Hispanic people, the bigotry that those groups face is very often economic. Jewish people have obviously faced economic discrimination, but here in the United States today, at least in terms of like income and educational attainment, they do
Okay,
quite
now
well.
I
So I think a lot of people are
understand.
like,
Just solar
they don't
panels
take
and
it as
batteries.
seriously.
1,
Let's
2,
not make that
3,
mistake.
4, 5, 6,
You can
7.
be as
Let's match
well
up one for
educated
each.
and as wealthy as you want. It
1,
won't save you from getting bricked in the head
4,
by a brown
5.
shirt, So just keep that in mind. I also wanted to say that Nazis are going to use this as a wedge issue for recruitment because from an outward perception, like outwardly, it really kind of seems like the USA is completely cucked by Israel. It does. The Nazi narrative is that Jews control the US, and right now, from the outside, it really genuinely seems like Israel just gets to do it at once, despite being this microscopic country in the Middle East, and the United States of America can just, like, at most, they can just sort of play along or follow their orders or whatever. Now, this is wrong.
Let me start back at home base,
That's
fix
not a
all of them.
real
God damn it.
thing. But I wanted to explain why that perception appears to be the case. Why does America barely push back? Why does an incredibly powerful country of 350 million, mostly Christians, just go along with whatever shit Israel wants? Well, let's examine that. First of all, if we did everything Israel wanted, then we already would have used American cannons to level half the Middle East into a flat pane of glass that Israel could build parking lots on. To be clear, all right, first and foremost, if we actually did whatever Israel wanted, you would know. Israel wants a lot of wacky stuff, okay? So just keep that in mind. The degree of support they would like from us goes well beyond the degree of support we actually provide. That's number one. Second of all, the main thing that gives Israel this appearance of power is the fact that Americans have very strong opinions on Israel. Even though the vast majority of Americans are neither Jewish nor Arab, many Americans have a strong opinion on them, in large part because of decades and decades of American-led propaganda, which
What
intended
the
to pose
fuck is
Israel
my
as
ship
the
doing
sole
here?
democracy in the Middle East.
Bro!
Which, I guess technically they are, but
Get your ass on the fucking...
for all that.
Oh, fucking pad.
Clearly.
Dumb bitch.
That propaganda and the non-stop sort of
What, you don't like the
disinfo
walls?
campaign, the sort of manufactured consent that we've created.
There you go, no
in
more
order
walls.
To defend
You're
the
free.
existence and support of Israel has largely been to our benefit. The problem is we've kind of constructed a problem for ourselves. American foreign policy has shifted over the past century. Obviously,
All right, we're gonna have to get rid of this.
Invading Latin
Yep.
American countries
That's
at
not
the
good.
behest of fruit companies.
All right, let's
anymore.
power everything with
It's even been
a
20
generator.
years since we invaded a Middle Eastern country. Can you believe it? Properly invaded. Obviously, drone strikes don't count. If we're counting drone strikes, we're never getting out of this. All right. Our attitude towards imperialism has shifted more and more towards economic imperialism. The American appetite for conflict has waned significantly. The average American voter really does not want U.S. soldiers with their boots on the ground elsewhere. We haven't for a long time. It is not politically effective. We do not like that, okay? That is not what American citizens want right now. Israeli civilians, on the other hand, fucking love it. Israeli political discourse and internal propaganda is heavily focused on militarism, combat, imperialism, engagement, our boys liberating people, defending themselves, blah, 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 blah. So Israel now has a very different set of interests and priorities for defending itself than America does with Israel. The problem is we have so thoroughly intertwined support for Israel with support for Jewish people, which was the sort of disingenuous, socially liberal argument for supporting Israel. You can win over the neocons with the sort of Christian evangelicism, and you can win over people broadly with the whole one democracy in the Middle East thing. But how do you win over the socially liberal crowd with the Israeli project? Well, we're creating a safe space for Jews. It's a safe space, But now that's not convenient for us because thanks to our propaganda,
Yeah, we're
it
gonna run out
appears
soon.
anti-Semitic to a lot of people to challenge Israel. You see how this is a problem we've created for ourselves? Israel appears to have a lot of power, but in reality, Israel has power in the same way that, like,
10,
unborn
11.
fetuses have power, where a lot of political
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
weight
10.
is moved around on their behalf, but they themselves have no power. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? It's like it's like veterans, you know, like veterans as an actual political bloc aren't crazy active. Like they are, but they're only so powerful, right? But veterans, as other people have constructed them, on the behalf of other people, are this massively powerful political bloc. You know what I mean? So the reason Biden is struggling so much right now, the reason why it seems like all we can do is follow along, is because, let's be real, we have an incredibly contested election and general political environment, and there is no clean dub on the Israel-Palestine issue. There is no, like, easy win there. There's no way to sort of manipulate these circumstances into a very clear political victory. Keep in mind that Joe Biden pulled out of Afghanistan on Donald Trump's timeline and lost a ton of public support for it. You know, there's just, in the Middle East, there's just no clean and easy win. It just can't happen.
We're gonna run
you
out
know?
of power
So,
soon. Hope we hit
right
daylight.
Now, the terror gripping the heart of Biden and probably every politician in
Time
DC
until drain
is
1
that they're
minute.
walking this incredibly
No
like
boy.
precarious tightrope.
We're gonna be in a
where
blackout.
It seems like because of the propaganda we've constructed and the way in which we've weaponized the existence of Israel and the defense of Jewish people on both sides
Oh, we're
against
gonna
each
get
other.
attacked, too.
Republicans do this to Dems, Dems
Fucking
do this
War
to
of the
Republicans.
Worlds.
Now we're in a situation where when Israel is actually really
All right,
visibly doing
let's see how
something
this works
incredibly
out.
fucked up, American politicians have no clean direction to go. There are correct moral directions to go, but in terms of political expediency, there is no safe path. It's all a minefield. So Israel doesn't
we're gonna
control
lose
America.
power
The
soon.
Jews don't control America.
Fungal mold.
America has, in its effort to defend a project in the Middle East, constructed a political Chinese finger trap from which there seems to be no clear way to extricate ourselves. It is a construction of our own design. On their own, of their own volition, Israel has very, very little power over the United States. And to the extent that they do, by the way, Israel is borderline oppositional. The Israeli intelligence and defense communities are not like crazy hawkish American allies. Israel is not a great friend to the U.S., you know? And we toss Israel paltry sums of money for their, you know, for their defense spending, in large part to satisfy the contingent of American voters who are obsessed with protecting this project, this Israeli project. Yeah, it's very complicated. Does everyone understand what I've said here? Does everyone understand how Nazis are going to use this as a wedge issue, how Israel has no autonomous power, very little autonomous power, but we have constructed a media environment where it appears as though they have an enormous amount of power, you know? Okay. Yes, it is always worth pointing out that the loudest and most aggressive Zionists are not Jews. Most Jews vote Democrat. But rather Christian evangelicals, in large part because A, it's politically expedient for them to get to pretend that they're anti-Semitism, which they're not, and B, because evangelicals often believe that Jews have to control the Holy Land in order to bring about the rapture. I know it's distressing, but unfortunately there are a significant number of Americans and politicians who genuinely believe that, so, you know, cult's gonna cult. Bosh, is that media environment caused by AIPAC at the prayer breakfast thing? No. AIPAC would have absolutely no power if it weren't for both political parties hyping it up in an effort to score political points against the other. The media environment was caused by us. We've spent literal decades defending the Israeli occupation project in every possible way, and we are now reaping what we have sown. We are now sort of harvesting the seeds of our disinformation.
Yep, everything's out of
It's
power.
about half of Israel supporters.
We got daylight
Oh,
now.
man.
Thank
Really?
God.
Well, from the Washington Post,
Generating
half
24,
of evangelicals.
25.
It's blocking the thing, of course. Half of
Used
evangelicals
350 KP
um,
available. We still need more.
support
God
Israel
damn,
because
do
they
we need
believe that it's
more?
fulfilling for their end times prophecy.
Holy shit.
Half of evangelicals. Evangelicals are the most powerful religious bloc in the country, too, so you can imagine that affects their decision making quite a bit. A lot of them won't say it openly because they know it sounds insane, but their logic is if we stuff Israel full of Jews, we get beamed into heaven, right? That's a bit of a simplification. Their logic is that if we stuff Israel full of Jews and a bunch of other things happen, all the Jews get sacrificed and the good Christians go to heaven while the rest of us languish in a hellish earth. The Jews do not go to heaven in their game
Alright,
plan.
now these are generating more equal. I like to see that. We're doing good.
CNN did polling on
Okay, now
Americans,
we're generating.
opinions
We're
on the
generating.
situation.
We're powered back on.
Yeah.
950 KP available. Beautiful. That's what I
If
like
you
to
really
see.
think that like the average 63-year-old from Wisconsin is sympathetic towards Israel because of the Jews,
Fucking go.
Your
Alright,
reading
next
on
base.
the situation is
Everything's linked up. Beautiful.
woefully,
Beautiful. Oh, what a boner.
woefully undersupported.
Boner gainer.
Big. Are most American Christians evangelicals? Thankfully, no. %24% of U.S. adults describe themselves as born-again or evangelical Protestants, which is down 6 percentage points since 2007. That's pretty good. From 30% to 24%.
God damn, why didn't you
space of
fucking
15
land?
years. Also really
Unavailable.
depends, it depends on how the term evangelical is defined. There's not really like a strong. Again, this is the problem with Protestants. It's that
Land!
Catholics,
What the
their
fuck?
association is a lot easier to figure out.
Landing
With
area not
Protestants, it's
clear.
like, well, what specific church? You know, like it's a million churches.
There we go. Jesus, fuck me. Oh, we gotta move this shit over some more? God damn.
All right, nice. That's segment number 1.
Alright. Let's get rid of these bioreactors. We're gonna need a lot of condensed carbon.
Segment
Gold.
Number
We got plenty
2.
of gold for the
Folks, I'm not happy. How could this have happened after
plenty
I
of
said all
gold,
of
metal,
nothing about
and
this?
chromatic metal. Plenty,
Who here
plenty,
knows about
plenty.
the voice?
We just need more condensed carbon.
Australia on Saturday decisively rejected a proposal to recognise Indigenous people in the Constitution, in a major setback to the country's efforts for reconciliation with its First Peoples. Australians had to vote yes or no in the referendum on the question of whether to alter the Constitution to recognise Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people through the creation of an Indigenous advisory body, the Voice to Parliament. Australia's Prime Minister
Australia sounds harmless to us Americans, but they are crazy racist against their Indigenous people. I'm pretty sure that according to Australian law, Indigenous people were legally like plants or something until 1960. I don't fucking know. Very, very racist. The relationship that Australians have with animals, fauna. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Some people might have thought that was a joke. Legally, Indigenous people in Australia actually were considered animals up until like the 60s. Sorry, wait, I phrased that like it was a joke.
300 KP available.
Yeah, hold on. Australia indigenous. Oh, is this not true? Wait, it says fact check. Oh, is this not true? I got told this by an Australian. The Flora and Fauna Act is a belief. A myth is a belief often repeated in public debate that
100
indigenous
used,
Australians were
250
classified as
available.
fauna by legislation, managed by implemented.
That's
A
good.
fact
And
check
it's
in
storing up right
2018
now.
found Aboriginal
These
people
are
in
enough.
Australia have never
Okay,
been covered by
that
a
should be
Flora and
good.
Fauna Act, either under federal or state law. Oh, okay. Well, that's good, I guess. I'll have to correct my Australian friend. Still really bad, though.
I don't want them to lose power at all, though. I think that should
Yeah,
be
I guess
good
they were
enough.
actually less than flora and fauna.
That should be good. That should be good. I trust the
Well, no,
menu that I look at.
They weren't classified as fauna, but they were still hunted for sport until the 1960s. Really?
Wild West. Goddamn. Out there hunting.
Yes. Well, that's not good. All right, moving on.
Anthony Albanese.
At the outset, I want to say that while tonight's result is not one that I had hoped for, I absolutely respect the decision of the Australian people and the democratic process that has delivered it.
Australian media projected that at least 4 states would vote against altering the 122-year-old constitution, including New South Wales, Tasmania, Queensland, and South Australia. A successful referendum requires at least 4 of the 6 states to vote in favour, along.
Sheesh! Listen to this. The Coniston Massacre, which took place in the region around the Coniston Cattle Station, then the territory of Central Australia, now Northern Territory, from 14th of August to 18th of August 1928, was the last known officially sanctioned massacre of Indigenous Australians and one of the last events of the Australian Frontier Wars. I didn't know the Frontier Wars continued up until, like, past World War I. In a series of punitive expeditions led by Northern Territory Police Constable William George Murray, people of the Walpiri, Anmatiri, and Kaititie groups were killed. The massacre occurred in response to the murder of dingo hunter Frederick Book. Dingo hunter. Real
Dingo
country.
hunter.
Okay. Entirely unserious country. Ridiculous. Also, look at him. He's laying right in front of the light. Artemy. Hey. He meowed. Meow. Meow. He's meowing. Meow. Meow. No more meows, but I can see him purring.
Along with national majority. Because of Australia's time zones, voting in Western Australia was still underway as it became clear the referendum was lost. Emotions ran high in the Yes campaign camp. Auntie Shirley Lomas is an Indigenous leader.
I imagine today most of the visceral voters would have voted no, and that's because of an ingrained and deep-seated fear, and they wouldn't use their intellect to vote yes.
Australia's Indigenous citizens, who make up 3.8% of the country's 26 million.
What was this referendum for? It basically would have just given an advisory council. So every time the Australian government holds a vote on whether or not to increase didgeridoo protection, they can ask an Indigenous person. It was basically like a large virtue signal, though the resounding no is still pretty disappointing, I feel. Like, a virtue signal in either direction. It's not like it was a super consequential thing, but, like, you know.
Population have inhabited the land for about 60,000 years, but are not mentioned in the Constitution. They are, by most socio-economic measures, the most disadvantaged people in the country. Many Indigenous people favoured the change, but some said it was a distraction from achieving practical and positive outcomes.
There we go.
The
Nice,
political
neat
opposition
pipes.
has criticised the
All
measure,
piped out.
saying it is divisive, would be ineffective, and would slow government decision-making.
Alright. Good thing I didn't do that dumb shit. Fucking left in my
What is
shit
this?
there with the
New
biofuel
Zealand
reactor.
abandons labor and shifts to the right as country votes for
We need
wholesale
batteries,
change.
so we need to really keep up with the
I love
carbon
my
and
global
condensed
shift to the
carbon
right.
backup. Where's the oxygen farm? I think that's further up ahead. Alright, so I put a lot more solar panels
New
down.
Zealand voters delivered a forceful rejection
Okay,
of the
so I
Labour
started
government as
fixing
a
it up
surge in
here.
support for the National Party delivered what analysts described as a
120,
bloodbath.
310
The
available.
government and new right-leaning era for politics in the country. I love how a bad global global economy basically guarantees the rise of the far right, because whenever the economy is doing badly and a left-leaning government is in charge, they're like, we're trying, and then when there's a right-leaning government in charge, like, economy going poorly, no it's not, also it's the Jews. Like literally, it's the same thing everywhere. The left engages with the economic stuff and very rarely is able to fix it because it's tough to fix that sort of thing. And the right.
Why
just,
do you
like,
keep
complete
skipping the
denialism
landing
and
pad? What
ethnic
the fuck
redirection
is that,
usually
man?
works.
Jeez, how early do I have to press fucking land?
New Zealand shift to the right ends Labour's 6 years in office, which
6
coincided with the
panels.
COVID-19 pandemic, the Christchurch mosque attacks,
6 batteries,
and the
perfect.
Wakari volcano eruption. I like how none of these are anything the Labour Party did. The COVID-19 pandemic, global. The Christchurch mosque attacks, not going to be fixed by voting for the fucking National Party. And a volcano eruption. Like, oh, thank you, Labour, for all the work you've done. Maybe they mishandled the volcano thing. Maybe, but what I'm willing to bet is that they just didn't do as good of a job as they could have, and now the cons are going to do a worse job. This happens every time. National was predicted to gain 50 seats. What the fuck? 50?
Wait, they're all on? How's this middle one
They lost
connected?
due to the housing crisis and cost of living crisis. Yeah, I'm sure the National Party is going to do a lot of good work on
nice.
driving housing costs
Make this a little
down.
more neat. Hold on.
That's just something they're so
Oh, it has to go
historically
in
good
front.
at.
What the fuck? We'll put it in back.
Yeah, living costs. Saw its support dwindle in the face of rising living costs in the COVID pandemic.
There we go.
Luxon, that's the leader of the National Party. Oh, why does my throat feel so scratchy? Pardon me. Why do you meow? Yeah? Meow again.
The
Meow
fuck?
again. No, he's pushing
Why
the
can't
mic
you
away.
stretch? What's wrong?
No.
The fuck? There we go.
What a good baby. Quit meowing. He won't stop meowing.
So in
What do you
70
want, little
used,
guy?
let's put up
You want
another
food?
panel.
You want Slurpees?
Okay, good. Out of 175. Let's put up another one. So that's 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. I just didn't put an extra one for that last battery. That's why. Okay, I'm dumb.
He doesn't even want Slurpees. He just wants attention. I turn the faucet on. He just stares at me and purrs.
$200 available. That's nice.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys on YouTube were right. I need a lot of.
Just rubbing against my leg. You're so distracting. I'm so incapable of paying attention. Why does my throat hurt?
What you want? What up?
Okay.
What up, kitty?
Anyway, New Zealand is cooked. Moving on. Artemy. Meowing.
What's up?
Why?
Grid power available at 300. Time until drain 40 minutes. God damn. That's plenty for nighttime.
Does that ramen thing in your wall light up? Yes. But it would not look good on camera. I've tried.
I'm coming soon, kitty. I know I'm being a lazy bitch.
Far right AFD says it is now major.
I'm being a
all
lazy,
German
fat,
party after
depressed
state election.
bitch.
Great.
I'm coming.
Love that.
Get some cuddles in later tonight. Get you some little nibbles.
That's cool.
Get you some catnip. You get high. We'll play with the we'll play with the
Can we just
gabagool.
acknowledge the fact that this is all the
We'll
Soviet
play with the
Union's fault?
stringy thing
Not
you
really.
like.
This is partially the Soviet Union's fault.
Fuck,
Former
man, these
East
fucking
German
motorcycles. I hate that
territory
shit.
Are the
Fuck.
biggest bulwark of support for
Fucking
the AFD.
pieces of shit.
A lot of this is economic.
Some of these
deprivation
motherfuckers never
following,
left their goddamn high
the
school phase.
reunification, though.
So like driving the
But still,
loudest
man,
fucking
Jesus
shit.
Christ. That's actually not true. I'm pretty sure that's true, yeah. I know about the poll in the left. Do you not see in chat? I know. I'm aware. You just like 50 people have said it. I'm waiting. God.
Shit. It's like a dick smacking me in the face. My ship is like a big dick. I love it.
Why is Germany letting
Like
this
a
happen?
fat
Are they
cock.
stupid? Don't ask me questions.
Fat cock with a big vein.
Now my fucking throat
right on
hurts.
the
I don't
front.
even know why. It's like there's a fucking blade of grass stuck on one part of my throat. Hey, any Germans in the audience, have you considered not literally being Hitler? Look, even right here, she says her party is, quote, no longer an Eastern phenomena. What is she referring to there if it's not East Germany? Full of Hitler particles. I don't buy the bullshit, by the way, that the reason East Germany leans so hard towards AFD is just because of economic deprivation following reunification. How the fuck is that an excuse? Like, oh, my area is poor, I'm gonna vote for the Hitlerite party. Like, what? How does that, like, AFD isn't predominantly advocating for itself on the basis of economic equality. It's immigration fear-mongering and all that bullshit. East Germany was also more racist? Yeah. Fucking Soviet legacy. East Germans also don't like the whole West German superiority context, or complex. It's true. Yeah, sorry.
We don't like the fact that you think that
Oh, that was my
you're better
phosphorus
than us.
farm.
We're gonna rebuke
Damn, I didn't even
this
recognize this
by
shit.
being
Looks so
terrible.
good now.
Yeah, I think East Germany is much more white and less diverse than the West. Yeah, you know why? You know why? Because fucking nobody wanted to enter the Soviet Union. All the way up until reunification, West Germany is like this hub of travel and economic well-being, and East Germany is fucking Soviet. So nobody goes over there. People go over to West Germany. Because East Germany never really dealt with their Nazi past, even as little as West Germany did. I mean, let's be fair. Germany in general has not really dealt with its Nazi past. Germany has not done the important part of it, okay? Germany got one thing right, and it's that they're constantly tripping over themselves to apologize for having been Nazis, but they failed to do something very important, which is purging their fucking police force. Sorry, dipshits. Did you guys see recently that there was like, hold on one second. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life, okay? Look at this. Hitler's birth house will become a police station to keep neo-Nazis away. Buddy. That's Austria? I don't care. Isn't this Austria? Austria and Germany are still the same country, okay? When Hitler marched into Austria, he was met with applause, alright? You fuckers are still choking down that Nazi cock. Just because Germany is the larger country and gets more of the flack, alright? You're sharing the blame. You're sharing the blame. Alright? Why is the birth house still standing? Good question.
Blow nuke that shit.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of police officers do their day-to-day work right where Hitler was born. We're doing this to keep Nazis away
Fucking
from
piss
the
on that
birth
shit.
site. You know? Yeah. No Nazis here.
They could have turned it into a home for like Jewish refugees or
Austria has
Holocaust
the first
survivors.
That means they never had to apologize for Nazism. Yeah, does nobody else think that's fucking weird? Like, the Austria was absolutely complicit in the whole business. Not just because Hitler was Austrian, but the annexation, the collaboration of government officials, the general demeanor of the Austrian people. It's not like the Austrians weren't themselves buying in on the whole greater Germany Aryan superiority thing. But then, because Germany was the actual country doing the thing, when they lose, it's like Germany takes the fall, which they should have. But then, like, with Austria, it's like, well, I don't know, man. You guys kind of also deserve to take the fall a little bit, I think. In my opinion. A lot, actually. I thought Austria was the Balkans, though, so they're black. Well, technically, the Balkans is every country to the east of France, so they're all black, actually. We have so many leaked WhatsApp/Telegram chats from police groups that post literal Hitler memes and worse. It's absolutely insane how far right our state executive is. Yeah, this is where post-Nazi punishment failed, okay? We needed all of the police forces and security forces of these countries to be purged and replaced completely. And also Austria needed to
out
make
of-
more of a fall.
I don't have magnetized
that's what I'm
ferrite.
saying.
God damn it. Fuck.
German police caught trading CP in their DMs across three districts. Nazi symbols and child pornography found in German police chats. Wow, the inseparable, even on Telegram. You thought it began and ended on Twitter, where half of the Nazis on Twitter are called like Cunny Baby 69. Nope, this is a fundamental association, actually. It's actually an intrinsic tie. Listen, okay? People talk about German reunification. The real reunification is our neo-Nazism and child pornography. Two strands of a double helix, forever intertwined, inseparable friends. Nazi pedophiles, comma, but I repeat myself.
Is it always fucking
Austrians were
night here?
overrepresented in the Nazi death squads, actually. It doesn't surprise me.
The fuck?
Germany has a special police force that's all about stopping fascist infiltration of the government, and guess who keeps having Nazi members?
I think I see daytime
we will
coming.
stop all. We will keep those no good bad Nazis out of government. Yeah, yeah. Look the other way. We will handle it. Yeah, that's Swedish. You sound Indian? What? My accents are bad, but your read is bad. Shut up.
Come do. What are you doing?
One of the fucked up things about racism is that you can do goofy European accents and fuck them up all you want, but if you do an accent of like a Chinese or an Indian or whatever,
Perfect landing.
that now it's problematic. In a pure post-racial world where everyone is truly equal, you could do the most ridiculous like Ajit accent in the universe imaginable,
Ajit.
and it would be just as racist as doing a goofy Swedish accent.
Bro said
Unfortunately,
Ajit.
we live here in
Ajit.
the dark world, in the bad timeline, where systemic racism against Indian people does involve making fun of their accents, whereas making fun of the accents of Swedish people does not in any meaningful way affect the quality of their life. Tragic. Thanks, racists. You took racism from us. He plopped in front of the light again.
Oh, it's daytime now. Nice.
Our former head of the Constitutional Watch, Der Schultz, also met with DeSantis on multiple occasions. I assume by Constitutional Watch, you mean the guys who are supposed to keep Nazis out. How are you going to keep Nazis out of your government with an organization called Verfassungsschutz? Do you not realize that that word is German? What do you, like, step number one to denazify your government, speak a different language. Jesus. Oh yeah, this is our anti-fascist headquarters, the Wagenstiegen. Like what? Hold on. Google Translate. Okay, English. Anti-fascist headquarters, and make that German. Listen to this shit.
Antifaschistisches Hauptquartier.
Tainted. You aren't gonna fight any Nazis with that anti-fascist headquarters. You fucking kidding me? Hitler has said all of those words. Visiting Munich and trying to have a good time, but every time I hear anyone speak German, I'm I bet he said those words. Yeah. I need to visit Munich. Okay, this is fucking stupid. Munich is beautiful and walkable? Yeah, I've only ever heard good things about Munich. Munich is expensive as fuck. Thanks for the donation, Jordan I99. Speaking of. Alright, hold on. Just a second. Fuck, how am I gonna find this tweet that I wanted to reference? God damn it. I think if I search sunglasses, yep, there it is. First result. Okay, so I want to talk about hate crimes against Jews for a second. Hate crimes against Jews are more disproportionately common than hate crimes against any other group here in the United States, like by a pretty wide margin. You know, like if you do the math out on how many Jews there are compared to how many blacks or Latinos or whatever, and then it's like, well, how many hate crimes they get? Jews massively disproportionately represented, and we have to acknowledge that fact without falling into bullshit psyop fear-mongering that is used to permit the state of Israel to engage in ethnic cleansing. It's very important. Very, very important. So, if you fall down the rabbit hole, you start to believe basically anything you see. I've seen a couple of posts about this. There's a very specific kind of like fear-mongering bullshit that really bothers me. So you've probably seen this. People were making fun of this. FYI, leaving the house today is fucking terrifying as a Jew. There's threats all over, especially in New York City, for a global day of jihad. As always, just be aware and stay safe. So this has been widely made of, which is good, and I feel like it would be kind of redundant for me to relitigate all of the reasons why it's really, really dumb. Like, obviously, we're posing for a Vogue shot while promoting insane fear-mongering over shit like Global Day of Jihad, or the idea that anyone would just randomly target this woman for being a Jew based on what? Like, Jew, religion, ethnicity, culture, like how, you know, like what? Vibes? And also the fact that it's a Vogue shot and this woman is clearly a millionaire. I thought she was Italian. I would also have assumed that she was Italian, or maybe from the Caucasus, like Kardashian or something. I don't really know. Whatever. This Global Day of Jihad thing. I saw some posts on Twitter where they were like, man, he is really the main character of stream today, huh? Love him. The narrative around the Global Day of Jihad thing basically was completely made up. Completely, entirely made up. The monstrous crimes of Israel need a lot of emotional, like, cover work being done for them in order for them to appear justified. So, for Israel to go do all this ethnic cleansing, you need, like, very fearful people. And you make stuff up to that effect. The state of Israel, right now, is spending a lot of money just openly advertising this. We saw earlier that they were making, like, ads for children, where it's like, hey, you like your baby, don't you, hypothetical parent looking at this YouTube ad? Well, Hamas murdered 50 of our babies, or whatever. Or there's like, you've seen that ad on Twitter. I'm not going to show it because YouTube TOS, where it's like this staged photo of blood spread on the ground, and the blood is like a bit on a coloring book or something, and state of Israel, like
What
the
up?
at Israel Twitter, is posting this, being like, look at how horrific this is. This is what, like, does this not strike you as weird? Like, can you imagine, like, 9/11 happened, and then the U.S. government State Department Twitter is posting videos or pictures of, like, dead babies? Like, that's really weird. Like, really weird, you know? To give a good comparison, like, compare it to the propaganda that we see from Ukraine on Twitter, right? Ukraine has done a lot of propagandizing, obviously, since the war began, since Russia invaded them. But the tone has been very different, where Ukraine generally takes this, like, we are defending ourselves, we are triumphant, we're gonna win this kind of oorah attitude. Whereas Israel is like, look at these dead babies, look at these dead babies, look at these fucking dead babies, look at what these fucking Arabs did to us, look at these fucking Muslims, look at these fucking Jewish babies. Like, it's kind of a little bit fucking psychotic, a little bit. Spat all over my microphone. Gross. Not as gross as what Israel's doing here, but, you know.
Clipped and chipped. Just a little bit.
What was I saying? Oh
Just
yeah, we all agree there's a
binky.
difference in tone, right? Yeah, okay, good. So the
Just
reason
that's
for the
it.
difference in tone is because Ukraine
I
is
know
on
I
the
forgot
moral
something.
Right. Ukraine
That's why I
does
came
not
back to this
need
bitch.
to engage in insane, hyperbolic, fear-mongering, like gonzo journalist shit, because they're morally correct in their defense of themselves. They can focus on the facts at hand. This is, I guess you could, like, this is literally like an argumentative tactic, you know, like appeal to emotion, right? Where Ukraine can be like, hey, we're getting invaded by a fascist empire. And Israel has to be like, look at this dead Jew baby, shakes baby in front of camera, look at how horrible this is. And it's like, dog, the dead baby is bad, but what the fuck are you doing? Holy shit. Like, oh my god, it's like disgusting the extent to which you're weaponizing this, you know? Anyway, that degree of hysteria isn't an accident. It needs to be promoted in order to defend the crimes of Israel. That degree of fervor. We've talked about fascism and fervor, right? Like, fascism generally requires this, like, non-stop state of agitation, which Israel promotes internally all the time. Internally, within Israel, that they're able to maintain this pretty consistently. Externally, not so much. It's a big country, or sorry, it's a big planet. So they're trying to sort of displace this externally. And as a consequence of that, we get stuff like this. This made-up global day of jihad, where you had a bunch of people pretending that Muslims were going to, like, rise up and kill random people everywhere. Why would they do this? Why? They did this exact same thing after 9/11, by the way, where 9/11 was very nationally traumatic, but then after 9/11, nothing happened.
It's a good selfie,
9/11 happened,
good angle.
and that was it. But they needed to sustain American fervor for years. So fear-mongering over Muslims doing, like, terrorist attacks within the United States all the time had to be, like, maintained. You guys remember all of the shit, like all the news stories, where it would be like, hey, you know, this mosque is associated with jihadist groups, and then there was, like, nothing. Or you'd hear about, like, the FBI investigating, or the shoe bomber, or, like, this kid had, like, a computer in their backpack, bombs, and then, like, nothing ever happened. It was all just fear-mongering. Billions of dollars of taxpayer money and years of national discourse wasted on the made-up fear of Islamic retribution. You understand why I'm talking about this, right? This was another one that I saw that I thought was quite silly. This was just, this isn't any particular person. This is just one of those, like, Facebook memes that spread around. Alex's friend just has an Uber driver ask her if she was Jewish, and she said no. He said good, because I would have had to kill you if you were, no joke. This is vaguely Arab Uber drivers love doing this. You get in the car and they're like, are you Jewish? And you're like, no. They're like, oh, good, would have had to kill you if you were, ha ha, now we drive to destination. And then everyone clapped, exactly. But I saw this circulating like a decent amount. Just a heads up, they are targeting us in Lyfts and Ubers as well. They see our last names, and if they sound Jewish, they ask us if we are Jewish, and people are being
Buy
attacked
one for
because
$9.53.
obviously, it's completely made up. It's silly to even read it, but you understand stuff like this literally grips the heart of like thousands or tens of thousands of people. You know, like they drive themselves into this insane hysteria. Please change your Uber last names to what? My friend just got a text that she was in an Uber and the driver asked if she was Jewish. She lied and said no. He said, are you kidding? No. I heard that too. So fucking fucked up. What the fuck? Okay, again, it's dumb. But hysteria is dumb. That's the point. That's the point of hysteria. I know it's like, it's so trivial, you know? It's like, oh, what? So these like Facebook moms are like freaking out. Facebook moms vote, okay? Trust me, a significant portion of IDF support in Israel comes from Israeli moms on Facebook reposting shit like that, you know? I could spend my entire life promoting, you know, my positions on YouTube and not even come close to the political influence of a single viral fucking Facebook post that seized the heart and forever changed the brain chemistry of a bunch of boomers, you know? That's just how it is.
Get that piece of shit out of here.
Are you saying women be crazy? I'm saying Facebook be crazy, if nothing else. Anyway, obviously don't fall for this bullshit, of course. But also, don't let other people get away with it. Hate crimes against Jewish people are real, but that does not mean that people who want to defend the crimes of Israel have carte blanche permission to just make up any old bullshit as a way of driving up fervor. The kind of people who legitimately believe that Arab Uber drivers are turning around and asking people if they're Jewish and threatening to murder them if they are also the kind of people who think the IDF should level Gaza and replace it with a parking lot. That is a one-to-one translation of position. That is a Venn diagram that is actually a single circle. It is a perfect circle, no non-overlapping positions, you know. So I just want to be clear on that. The problem is that in the drive back and forth to argue about whether or not this is bullshit hysteria or whatever, sometimes people get caught up on defending things they shouldn't be or attacking things they shouldn't be. A good example is the beheaded babies in Israel. Did Hamas behead and rape people? Guys, it's Hamas. Of course they did. I don't even know what the point is of arguing this, really. Like, it's Hamas. We're not talking about like vaguely Arab taxi drivers. It's Hamas. Like if you tell me, hey, Hamas raped these women and beheaded these babies, like, well, it's Hamas. They're a jihadist organization, right? Jihadist organizations historically have a very poor record when it comes to discipline and you know, like human rights respecting. Maybe they didn't, but like in addition to it being bad odds to argue, there's not really a point in arguing the facts of that. You know what I mean? Like, even if they didn't behead any babies, and I think they did, but even if they didn't, and people said they did, how much does it change things to like accept that at face value and continue on, right? Because that doesn't change the underlying morals of the argument. You can go like, okay, yeah, Hamas beheaded babies. What the fuck does that have to do with like the ethnic cleansing of Gaza? What does that have to do with 1.1 million people being forced to march in 24 hours down
sells
to the lower
for
half
less
of the open air concentration camp? What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with Arab taxi drivers asking you if you're Jewish? You know, like what does any of this have to do with anything?
I'll stick to the main goods.
And the truth is, it doesn't. I think
Oh,
that
good thing. Almost wasted all my money on
important to
that. I
call
was gonna
out
buy all
public
of them.
hysteria and public fervor and to be disciplined, but at the same time, know where to pick your battles and what the actual relevant point is. Technically, even if there were Arab Uber drivers who were randomly attacking Jewish passengers, that also wouldn't justify the massacre of innocents in Gaza. You know, it's all displacement. It's all politics by hysteria. It's all like adjacency politics, right? It's all like an issue next to the issue. Some things are just more optically effective to attack or defend. So it's very easy, for example, to make fun of a woman who is very clearly a millionaire. Like, Jesus Christ. It looks like she's being chauffeured, too. Pretending that, like, she's under mortal threat on the global day of jihad while she leaves the house in this expensive car, wearing this expensive clothing. Like, this Vogue shot where her #1, like, priority was looking good. Which you don't. Tacky, sorry. And like pretending this is some kind of like brave moment of solidarity, you know? It's very easy to make fun of that. It's less easy to make fun of like the media back and forthing about the beheaded baby. I've seen so many people, oh, they beheaded, no, actually they didn't. Oh, they did, no, they didn't. I've seen it go back and forth like 5 times. Of course, agnosticism on this point is probably the easiest position to defend, especially considering that, again, it's not actually relevant to the treatment of the people in the Gaza Strip. It's not actually like the thing, you know, that's happening right now. So yeah, it's a really difficult tightrope to walk. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? It's like, oh, you know, you don't want to risk decrying something that actually did happen, but at the same time, you can't let any old bullshit through. You want to focus on what matters, but you know that what matters
19 mil.
is the shit that makes people hysterical to begin
I
with. and
suppose
that's
I can
often
go
like
look
Jason's
for another
comment. That's-
ship.
Oh god, it's miserable. It's miserable. It's miserable.
2 big boys just landed. Another big boy. See if we have any S-class ships. I wonder. This shit looks kind of cool. I want to talk to you, not your fucking ship.
Hold on.
B. C.
Good lord, you guys.
It's gonna be a C. Yep. Looked like
Is
a
it
C.
reasonable to order 1.1 million people in half?
Hey,
an hour
I got
short
this
will
one, the
drive
cock
across
ship.
Gaza? Why are you asking
Looks
me?
like a fat
Why are you
dick.
asking that rhetorically? What do you?
His looks more like a
what
dick
is this,
than
engagement
mine.
bait? Are we on Twitter right now? Are you a blue
Oh, he's
check?
got the double
Who are you
dick
doing?
engines.
You know what my
Double
position is
dick
on
pump.
this. Vosh agrees with Russia on this, I guess. Does Russia believe Israel shouldn't genocide Gaza? I think it does. Then yeah, I agree with Russia on this. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go home. I have shit to do. I got the settlers to take care of. And I got sleep to get. Fuck.
Okay, so the Polish conservatives won, but they're not going to have a majority. Who are they going to have to build a coalition with?
Got some shit I refined.
Law and Justice, the PIS party, 36.8% of the vote, which would translate to 200 lawmakers in the 460-seat parliament. So they need 61. They need 61 people to do coalition with. So center-right Third Way coalition and the New Left, which could enter a coalition with KO. We're seen at 13 and 8.6%. Wait, are they saying the Third Way coalition would also enter a coalition with the Liberal Civic Coalition? Why do they call themselves coalition when they're parties? KOTD Luica government. Wait, isn't that good then? Doesn't that mean the cons lose? Doesn't that mean the cons lose then? If they have the majority, or if they have the largest party but not a majority and everyone else coalitions around them, then that's the parliamentary system working. Hey, that's pretty good. Of course, we don't have the official results. We only have the exit polls. But unless the exit polls are way off, voter turnout is up 10 points since the last parliamentary election. Huh. Why would the Third Way coalition not form a coalition with the Law and Justice Party? If they're center-right, why wouldn't they lean with the right? Third way is unaware neoliberals. Okay, so the Law and Justice Party is fascist, then? Yes? Okay. Law and Justice Party, Poland. Right-wing populist and national conservative political party. Yeah, okay, fascist. Often considered a Christian nationalist party, the party is commonly seen as being a de facto political proxy of the Polish Catholic Church. Okay.
Poland. We love God. We love Jesus.
Huh. Leader of
that's how
KO
they talk.
declares victory. Oh, nice. Opposition's Donald Tusk declares victory. It's the end of the evil times. It's the end of the PIS rule. We made it, he said, to cheers from assembled supporters. That's awesome. Wait, by how much of a majority did the PIS control Poland before? Tusk, not Tusk? Tusk. Tusk. By 5 seats? So they had 235. Okay. So, if that's the case, this is actually a pretty big victory. I didn't know the previous margins. That's significant. Yeah, regional assemblies, 254, right? That would be... Wait, no, hold on. What was the last election? The PIS got 43.6%, a 6-point swing. Wait, but that's still not majority. That's not. So who did they coalition with before? No one? Well, then who was the majority in the previous? 235 is a majority? Oh, yeah, sorry. Popular vote does not necessarily... Yeah, sorry. Yeah, they didn't win a majority of the popular vote. Sorry, Yes. That is a massively disproportionate representation. What the fuck? They got a majority of the parliamentary seats despite only getting 43.6% of the popular vote? It's worse than the UK? Yeah, I know, but still. Like, if you math out the number of seats per percentage point here, look at last election where they did it with 37%. What? Dude! Dude! What the fuck? 37, a third of the country, but a majority in the fucking parliament? Oh my god. Okay, now that the PIS isn't in power anymore, you guys have to deal with your fucking gerrymandering. Holy shit. Please tell me you have a plan to deal with the gerrymandering. Oh my god. This happens all the time in Canada too. It happens everywhere in some form or another. But 37% getting you a majority is insane. That is a hugely disproportionate result. It's not gerrymandering, it's parliamentary system. If you have 30%, you can change constitution. What? No, it... What? No, it has to... It has to be...
Let me greet that new settler.
Okay, maybe gerrymandering
keep
isn't
waiting
the
too
correct
long.
term, but it's the term where there's a disproportionate representation between the number of actual humans who voted for you and the seat that you've won. Like, if you do the math on how many seats that you're getting per percentage point here, it's different. Oh.
Welcome along. What up, what up? Let me get that loot. What you guys got? Some junk? I'll take the slime. Get that sloppy slime. I don't know. Whatever. Suck my dick. I better get a settlement. I just need to find somebody with salvageable data. I found one settlement with it, but planetary archive. Alright. I'll fuck with some knowledge. 7 hours, Jesus. What up, bitch? Oh, salvageable data. The fuck? Thanks. Wonder if I can build a base here. Fuck off, suck my dick. Teach me your language. For slut? Nice. Needs. Gimme. A recipe? Found. Found you. Destruction? Alright, whatever. One more. I need a settlement I can build a base at. Observatory. Fuck off. Can I build a base here? Oh, nice. 1200 KP available. Damn. I went fucking nuts on the solar panels. And the batteries, holy shit. Wonder if there's like a bigger battery upgrade. I don't think so. Bought fucking everything. This one is unlimited power, but I have to find a specific spot to build a base for that. Yeah, and there's like no point. Unless I want to build a base for like, I don't know, like mega agricultural shit. Like I have a crazy farm. Alright. Refiners are all done. Hey, I'm going crazy with the cooking over here. Marrow flesh. Alright, let's get it. We can make a bunch of shit. Alright, let's go to sleep. Let our generators do the work. This is so fucking good. Oh. Wish I had a chair. Oh, I forgot to put all my shit in storage. We'll do that tomorrow. I know, I'm going inside. They're gonna have to let me go to sleep. Decide in the morning.